Yes, you heard this right. I have a net worth of over 6 figures as a 19-year-old. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm talking about how I was able to build wealth in my teens. So I'm currently 19 years old right now. This is my final year being a teenager. I honestly cannot believe this, but it is. And people always ask me, how was I able to make 6 figures as a net worth before I turned 20? Yes, you heard this right. I have a net worth of over 6 figures as a 19-year-old. And I get questions about this all the time, which is why in today's video, I'll be telling you guys every single thing I did to build wealth as a teenager and how I was able to have 6-figure net worth before I turned 20. Before I get into the video, I do want to talk about my ebook specifically because it is currently on sale for 60% off. The ebook is called My Revenue Roadmap Kit. In that ebook, I tell you everything you need to know when it comes to making money online, specifically how I was able to have a net worth of over 6 figures at just 19 years old, which is something that a lot of people actually struggle to do in their 20s and 30s, but I was able to do it before I even enter my 20s. So if you are serious about making money online, especially if you are watching this video, if you are a teenager, you want to make some actual money, something that's actually tangible, then I recommend getting this ebook, especially now because it is on sale, but no pressure whatsoever. I do provide free information on my YouTube channel. This is just for those who are really serious and obviously can't afford to invest in their future. I currently have my iPad here with me because I have a lot of notes for this video. So the very first thing I did to build wealth in my teens was educating myself about money early on, specifically at the age of 14. So when I was 14 years old was when all of this started, all of my entrepreneurship, everything started at that age. That was the age where I started to become curious, and I was like, trying to realize that money is actually something that's important, like we need it for survival. I started to do some research, and one way I did research was watching YouTube videos and learning about, okay, what exactly is money? How can I actually make money? How can I make money and keep the money in my pocket so it doesn't just go to the government or I don't just spend it on things that are not actually important? I started to learn about investing, I started to learn about entrepreneurship and a bunch of different ways of making money online. The second thing that I did was started a side hustle. Learning about it was actually very crucial before starting the side hustle. So I spent a couple of months learning about everything that has to do with making money online, and then I started a side hustle. I started with survey apps. I started doing survey apps and I would do them every single day, multiple times a day. Then I started a faceless YouTube channel, which was like my first ever form of entrepreneurship ever. At the age of 14, I have a whole YouTube video about the background and the story about that faceless channel, but just to summarize, I started a faceless YouTube channel at 14. I started to make, $100 a month, $200 a month. But mind you, when I'm making all this money, I was spending it. Like, I would make money, spend it on this. Make money, buy some shoes. Make money, buy some clothes. So it was like I had nothing to show for it, right? Mind you, I was educating myself about money, but I wasn't educating myself about keeping the money. I knew how to make it, but I did not know how to keep it in my pocket, okay? Step number 3, I started investing. At the age of 17, I started investing. Mind you, I said that I started to make money at 14. I would make about $50 here and there, but I would just spend it. It wasn't until I was 15, I started saving the money. But after saving the money, I realized that I could actually do more. I could actually make my money work for me. And that is when I started to invest. I guess step number 3 would be saving the money. So yeah, at the age of 15, I opened a bank account and I started to save my money. I recommend if you're making money, please don't just go spend it here and there. Save the money. Okay, so at the age of 15, I started saving money. I started having savings goal. You know, I would be like, I want to have $1,000 saved up. I want to have $5,000 saved up, stuff like that. And I worked towards it, making more money. And now when I made money, instead of just spending it and buying something with it immediately, I would save it for something bigger or having in my savings account. Then step number 4, at the age of 17, I started investing. Now, a lot of people think that it's not possible to invest if you are a teenager. And I think this is a really, really weird misconception. Like, you think you have to be 18 or older to invest, but you actually don't. So when I was 17, I started investing in something, I think either 16 or 17, I'm not exactly sure. But I started investing in something called a high yield savings account. So HYSA, you probably heard about this a lot online. A high yield savings account is not a traditional savings account, okay? It's different from a traditional savings account because you get more interest on your money. And that was a game changer. Did you know that if you put your money in a traditional savings account, you are actually losing money due to inflation? What is inflation? Inflation is rising cost of goods and services. This is finance 101. So inflation happens every single day, every single year, and if you have your money just sitting in the bank, the value of the money decreases. So in order to beat inflation, you need to start investing your money. So I started investing in a high yield savings account, and this actually required me to do nothing. Literally nothing. So I started investing in a high yield savings account. Mind you, I learned all of this information from the internet. Like from YouTube videos like this, listening and buying courses just like this. I did not learn this because my parents knew about this, or I had rich parents. My parents were not rich, none of that stuff. So I learned all of this by myself. No one in my family knows this much about personal finance. I'm actually introducing them to this kind of stuff. So do not think that I grew up privileged to have parents that know a lot about this stuff. I did not. I learned this by myself, by my choice. So I recommend everyone to create a high yield savings account. Put all of your money into a high yield savings account. So how it works is when you put your money in a traditional savings account, you don't get any money back. The money just sits in the bank. But with the high yield savings account, you get interest on it every single month. You may get interest on your money in a traditional savings account, but most likely the interest you get is probably like 0.001%. But with a high yield savings account, you can get interest up to 5%, which honestly is a lot. Like the bank is literally just paying you for putting the money in the bank. Sounds odd, but really it's something that has been happening for a very long time. Number 5, the 5th thing that I did to build wealth in my teens was learning high income skills. So, you know where they say, instead of giving a man a fish, teach him to fish. That's exactly what high income skills are. Instead of me giving you money, I tell you how to make the money. Do you understand that being poor is a mindset? Being broke is a mindset. Being broke is not having money physically. You can have cash. Do you realize that a lot of people who are millionaires because their parents are millionaires, actually mentally they're poor? Because if that money disappears today, they have no idea how to make that money back. Being broke is a mindset. You're broke because you don't know how to make money. You lack the skills. So if I just came to you right now and give you $10,000, at some point that money will have run out. Do you know how to make that $10,000 back? Yes or no? No, you don't. If you come to me right now and you take everything that I'm worth, you take all of my money away from me, will I be able to make it back? The answer is yes, because I know the skills. I have the high income skills that I can use to make the money back. There are different types and different examples of high income skills. Making YouTube videos is a high income skill. Being able to sit in front of a camera and communicate with other people is a high income skill. Editing YouTube videos is a high income skill. Making YouTube thumbnails is a high income skill. Making websites for people is a high income skill. Learning how to sell, how to market is a high income skill. Learning high income skills like this will set you up for success. Just being a communicator, knowing how to deliver information to people and how to communicate is very, very, very important. The sixth thing that I did is actually one of my high income skills, and it is learning how to market myself. One of the reasons why I was able to grow my YouTube channel from 0 subscribers, yes, to over 50,000 subscribers was because I knew exactly how to market myself. Listen, getting people to subscribe to your YouTube channel is not easy. It's not easy at all. But you have to convince them that their life will be so much better if they subscribe to your YouTube channel. People know that if they subscribe to me, I'm posting 2 to 3 videos per week about something informative, about something relating to entrepreneurship, about something relating to making money or YouTube growth or YouTube revenue or productivity or something like that they're gonna benefit from. I have to convince them that they need to subscribe. They need to keep coming back to my channel. That's what it means to market yourself. Learning how to market yourself and make people know your value is very, very important and a very high income skill. It will get you far, not only in the social media space, but in a job. Did you know that when you go to an interview, you're actually marketing yourself to the company? You're trying to convince them as to why they should hire you. You're trying to convince them that their company will be better with you a part of it. That's all sales, that's all marketing. And that's a very important skill that I believe changed my life when I began my entrepreneurship journey. Number 7, I studied people who had what I already had. People who were in positions that I wanted to be in, I studied them. I watched them, I watched their videos, I listened to what they were saying, what kind of lifestyle that they're living, people who were multimillionaires, people who had net worths of over $100,000. What do they look like? What were they doing? What did they wear? How did they speak? I studied them. I studied them. And I realized the common theme. A lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people who have really high net worth, they seem just like regular people. They seem like regular people. They don't flaunt their money. They don't. If you see a person in Gucci, in all these expensive brands, they're either really rich, like billionaires, millionaires, celebrities, or they're really broke. There's no in between. There's no in between. People who have high net worths and are self-made, most likely they don't wear Gucci. They're in t-shirts like this. They don't live in big extravagant houses because those stuff don't matter to them. So I studied people, how they think, how they use their time. You know, people who are about my age, they're in their early 20s. I used to watch a girl who was 23 about how she made $1 million by 23. I study her, what she does. She does trading, but I may go into trading, you never know. You study people and you figure out, okay, what are they doing and how can I do it too? Number 8, I built multiple streams of income. So, this is something that I have to learn the hard way, you know? A lot of things I learned in my life, I learned them the hard way. I learned the importance of having multiple streams of income. When I had one of my side hustles, it actually did not work out. Like, I lost a lot of money. Then I realized that, oh my God, I'm left now with 0. I had one really good stream of income that was making me like a couple $1,000s a month. Now it's gone. Now I have nothing. Then it engraved in my brain having multiple streams of income. You know, a lot of people talk about job security and about how, you know, being an entrepreneur doesn't have much job security because it's not steady income. But I would actually argue the opposite. I would argue that working for someone else provides you with 0 job security. Did you know that a company can literally fire you at 2 p.m. on a Monday morning? But no, Monday afternoon with no excuse. You can be in a regular work day on Wednesday at 3 p.m. You could be working like everything is normal, and your manager could call you to her office or get in a meeting with you and let you know that you're being let go. Did you know that? Did you also know that you cannot leave a job without giving them at least a 2-week notice? Do you realize that this system is not made for you in mind? It's made for the company. The company doesn't give you 2 weeks to find a job. They don't. But you have to give them 2 weeks before you quit. So for you to argue and tell me that social media and entrepreneurship is not steady, but a 9-to-5 is, when both of them are easily as unpredictable. Your boss could easily fire you. They could easily be making budget cuts and just choose to let you go out of nowhere. I don't know. I would never shun down on working a 9-to-5. I think some people are just made for it, and I think sometimes you need to work a 9-to-5. There's nothing wrong with doing that as your main job and doing social media on the side. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I probably will do it too. I'm working towards a degree, a bachelor's degree, and most likely I will get a job. But I'm not depending on my job. If I work a job in the future, let's say after I graduate, I get a really great job, and one day, God forbid, my manager is like, we're letting you go, I'm gonna be like, okay. I have a 6-figure business, so like, do what you gotta do, man. Like, I'm not gonna be too upset. So learning that it's really important to have multiple streams of income, even if you have a job, even if you work somewhere. Let's say you're a teenager, you work at a grocery store, you work in a restaurant, you work somewhere. It doesn't hurt you to get a job because you can get fired at any time. So having multiple streams of income is very important. I think 1 is too close to 0. So always have multiple streams of income. Number 9, I learned the power of delayed gratification. I've never been a person who wants to buy stuff and look rich and look like I have everything all figured out. Now I will say that I did kind of start getting more stuff for myself because now I know I could afford it. But the stuff I get for myself are like clothes and, you know, shoes and, you know, just stuff to dress nice because I generally want to look that way. It's my style. But when I say delayed gratification is I wanted to buy a car. When I was 18 years old, I was like, I want to buy a car. You know, people, it's not that odd. A lot of my friends were buying cars at that age, and I was like, I want to buy a car, and I can afford to buy a car, so why can't I buy a car? And I'm so grateful for my parents for telling me, like, you don't need a car at 18. You have a family car, you have a car at home. If you need to get somewhere, they can get it, you can go somewhere. You don't need to go out and spend, I don't know how much, tens of thousands of dollars to get a really expensive car to impress your friends. Those people don't matter. I'm not saying that I would never buy a car. I actually am currently saving up for a car, but probably I would not finance a car. I would probably get a used car. There's nothing wrong with getting a used car. Absolutely nothing wrong with getting a car that's been driven before, because if that means that it's paid off and I have no car note, I have no debt over my shoulders, who's really winning? Learning that you can have what you want, just not right now. And sometimes you don't even need what you think that you need. You just want it, but you don't need it. Okay? So learning to delay gratification is really, really, really important. Number 10, this is the final one, but I kept my lifestyle the same. This is quite similar to delayed gratification in the sense that I never like overspent on my money just because I'm making more money. I never. If you see me, you will think I'm just, okay, I do love to have fun. I do love to go out. I love to experience. I love to be outside. Not in the worldly outside, but like having fun, going on trips, going out to eat, going on to activities, stuff like that. I love to do that stuff. My friends, they all know I love to do that. Like, I'm the girl who, you want to go out and do something, I'm the girl. But also, I don't like own any expensive things. Like, I don't own anything except like my iPad, but I don't own like expensive clothes. Like, on average, you see me shopping at a thrift store or Shein or Amazon for my clothes. I don't like buy like super expensive brands. What else I don't do? I don't wear Gucci or Chanel or any of that stuff because it's generally not my style, and I'm not gonna overspend money just because now I have money. That's how a lot of people go broke, is that they think, oh, I'm making more money now, and they start to spend a lot of money. They forget about saving, they forget about investing, and all of a sudden you're living paycheck to paycheck, making over 6 figures. Makes no sense. But yeah, those were everything I wanted to mention in today's video. That's how I started building wealth in my teens. If you guys are interested in more content about entrepreneurship, about making money online, and different stuff like that, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Once again, if you are absolutely serious about making money online, if you're a teenager, if you are in your 20s, you need to get on this ebook. Like I mentioned, it's on sale right now for 60% off, but it won't be on sale for very long. So I recommend you guys go check it out if you are interested, and check out this video right here. I promise you, you are going to love it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!